Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. So is my furry co-host, Alieska, who refuses to get off the table. But maybe we can make it happen a little later in the video when I need to use it. Fingers crossed. Today's date is Sunday, August 6th, 2023. According to some alt media sources, the coming week may be rather event-filled. It's possible that the Iraqi dinar will be revalued and allowed to be traded on the Forex, which is the foreign exchange. It's rumored that the next day, if that happens, the following day, a major figure is going to be leaving the public arena, hopefully, finally, in a way that we normies would know about, and not just immediately taken over by a CGI or a AI or body double or all of the other ridiculous stand-in, modes people use. And what's making me think that there's a possibility, not a certainty, but a possibility that we've got an event-filled week coming up, is the fact that coincidentally, and they say there's no coincidences, there's a large-scale military exercise that commences this week on the same day that that dinar may be revalued. Let's go to a compilation. I'll share some information and let's see if the universe has some insights and information for us, shall we? As always, this compilation is available if you would like to just follow the Facebook link that will be in the video description box on YouTube. If you don't care to use Facebook, just simply note where I went. They're all mainstream sources. A little searching of your own will get you to the very same information that I got, okay? But to expedite things, I'll help you out a little bit, and we'll see where this rabbit trail takes us. Okay, Wednesday on the 9th, okay? 25,000 U.S. Navy and Marines, 6 maritime commands, and 7 fleets will begin a large-scale exercise on global conflict that covers 22 time zones across the world and is scheduled to end on the 18th. Okay, now I have an announcement. You can click on this link here to read more about it. You can go to this YouTube link and see a 2-minute and some odd second video that talks about this upcoming exercise. Now, I noticed and I confirmed that this is the official logo for this large-scale exercise, ad Victoriam per mare. And I probably butchered that. I don't speak Latin, but I can get Google Translate to tell me what I'm looking at. And it seems odd to me that this motto for this exercise is in English, to victory in death. Why wouldn't it just be ad Victoriam, to victory? Why about in death? That seems odd at the very least to me, okay? And I included a link to that you can see what that translation is. And then this is the official Navy announcement about the upcoming exercises. And Navy.mil is where I confirmed that this is indeed their logo. It wasn't someone making it up for them. And then I also included a Restored Republic special edition for today that showed up that kind of spoke about some of the things I've already mentioned in this video. And I thought I'd just see what the universe wants us to know about them. Okay, so Alieska, are you about ready to move? Here's what I want to ask the universe. This large-scale exercise that is going to span 22 of the 24 time zones. Is there more to the story? And if so, what? I'm just going to keep it that broad and simple. Is there more to the story? Personally, if I was wanting to be positioned strategically for a possible big event, I'd want to do it with the least amount of public alarm and concern possible. So announcing large-scale exercises and positioning yourself in such a way that should your military forces be needed, they'll be close at hand, makes absolutely strategic military sense to me. I don't claim to be a military strategist, but I do appreciate the minds that have that capability and the way they operate. So let's see. Is there more to this exercise than meets the eye? And if so, what? Plus other insights and information the universe wants us to share. Let's find out together. Okay, these large scale exercises that are happening, we'd like to know if there's more to the story than what's being publicly reported. If so, what? Plus other insights and information. And this will, of course, be specific to the timeline we are currently on, just in case there's multiple. Of course there are. But I'm talking about the one we are on right now. Let's see. Okay, our first card is the 8 Wands. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Star, the Hierophant, the Devil. 3 major arcanas, all in the timeline cards, the recent past, the present, future. Okay, the 6 of Cups, King of Wands. Interesting. Let's talk about these cards. Now, first of all, I'm just going to give you some insights that I'm getting, and then I'll show you some elements of the cards that lead me to those insights. Again, I use tarot cards as an intuitive aid. Okay, first of all, absolutely, there is more to the story. There is, this is going to be an event-filled week. Now, how much of it is public? I have no idea at this point, but it is going to be an event-filled week. It is a week where the White Hats and Alliance start making some major moves. Okay. The person that is going to be leaving the world stage in some form or fashion is someone that has deep state ties and connections. Okay. Now, in the near future, I'm seeing that this near future being this coming week and beyond, that there's going to be some changes that happen. Now, with reassuring cards on either side of them, I'm not too worried about what those changes might signify. So let's talk in a little more detail now about where those elements in the cards led me to say those things. Yes, it's an event-filled week. Yes, there's more to the story. Okay. Yes, there's some agreements going on and some white hat moves that are getting ready to really become obvious. And we have a visitor. Wait, Allie, you can come up later. Okay. So our question was indicated by the 8 of Wands, and that is a card indicating fast moving events, okay, that are well underway. The 3 of Pentacles gives us a little more information. This is a card of firm foundations, healthy partnerships, and again, kind of a nod to the alliance and some good cooperation between all the elements taking place in this large scale exercise, who are positioning themselves strategically should they be needed as events finally begin to roll out. I'm hoping, I'm sure tired of waiting. Okay. And the longer the white hats tend to play the dark hat type of game, it's one thing to match moves and counter moves, but if you play with evil, you become evil. So I want them to stop doing that and move on. And if we give our sleepers and evildoers the reverse, the inversion of a 9/11 event, so be it. We survived it when they did it to us. They can survive some house cleaning and planetary realignment and truth and justice, can't they? Okay, the Star, 17th major arcana. Okay, the ultimate alliance card, always indicating not only the 17 group, but that we have assistance coming from benevolent off-world or future self sources that are helping with these adjustments. Okay, this is recent past, so they've been again a nod to a lot of hard work that's going into events that may start to play out publicly in the coming week. The Hierophant, Now, he can be wise, but often he is a card for me, especially in political reads, that indicates a deep state cabal element. Okay. And so I'm seeing that events are going to be positioning themselves in such a way that a deep state player is the one that's going to be exiting stage left if these other events that have to precede it roll out. Okay. The near future, long, slow change. Okay. We know it's a long, slow change. It's been a long time in happening. Okay. You know, we need a reset back to 1871, don't we? So the King of Wands is a card that is telling us more, as is the Six of Cups. This is a beautiful card, okay? Showing love and concern for young, innocent life and a card of reconciliation. And so that's why I'm saying, even though the transition card here of the devil is showing up, it's indicating that what's changing is more of a reconciliation, a righting of wrongs. The King of Wands, wisdom, honor, leadership, and vision. So again, this may be an event-filled week. It may finally be events that are available to the public eye. I would hope that very soon, any pretense of using gambits that work for the deep state are set aside so that our white hats truly stay white. I really, really want that. I want our white hats. Are you listening, guys? Have the integrity to work yourselves out of a job, please, for humanity's sake. Let's get a few more cards for further insights and information. We have the Ten of Cups, beautiful card. The Three of Wands, another good card. I'm going to get 4. We have Knight of Swords, another good card. And Justice. Okay, so majorly good question, because we've got 4 major arcanas. Almost half of the cards I pulled were major arcanas. And the Ten of Cups, there's no other way to read this than we're getting to the ending of something that's going to be something all generations can celebrate. It's a celebration card. It's an achievement card. It's getting there card. The 3 is about setting off on a new path. It's new beginnings. Okay, not scary ones, just new ones. The Knight of Swords, one of my white hat cards, again, Alliance and White Hat, and it's paired up with the Justice card. So yeah, the deep state player that may publicly be leaving our stage this week, okay, is facing some justice. Okay, so even though the Devil card showed up as a near future possibility, I don't think it's so much, it's the Devil card is talking about some temptations and kind of a finale here for the deep state. All right. So let's recap. We were looking into the fact that there are going to be a large-scale military exercise beginning this week and extending into August 18th. That involves 22 time zones and various divisions and elements of our Marines and Navy, as well as apparently Space Force is even involved. And we wondered if there was more to the story than just this announcement that it's a large-scale exercise. Are they moving into position for some reason? We were wondering what was going on. So we asked if there was more to the story, and if so, what? And then further insights and information. Well, here's what we got. Okay, lots of events this coming week coming out, because the 8 of Wands is a many events going to be happening type of thing, type of card. Clarified by this joint military exercise is based on a lot of planning, firm foundations, and agreements between some really good players, okay, working for the light. Okay, the recent past card, my 17 card, the star, which always indicates are not just white hats and alliance, but just a reminder that there's much more than an earthly element to what's going on, and that we have some benevolent beings who are helping us to become liberated and sovereign, and finally on a path of growth and enlightenment for the human race. The card that makes me suspect if someone does leave the public stage, and remember, this was predicated on the fact that that person, whoever it is probably leaving the day after the Iraqi dinar is revalued. Okay, whoever that is, and if that doesn't happen this week, then this person may not be leaving. But if it does, and the day after that happens, someone leaves, they are a deep state player, no matter how they try to present themselves. The devil card showed up for the near future, indicating to me this is a card of choices and consequences. You know, you play with fire, you get burnt. And I said, and also in the context of this read, it was telling me that this is some alongside changes is kind of coming to a head here. The consequences are finally starting to hit, okay? And they're going to be public, not just ones that happen that we'll get told about later, you know, that are going to be on analog video for us to watch at some point. Okay, so changes in the wind, consequences. Why do I say consequences? And I'm not worried about those consequences. On either side of that card, we have this card, which is a card of reconciliation, care and concern for young innocent life. And really, folks, all of humanity, if you look at us in a cosmic light, we're a very young race. And we haven't had the opportunity to grow and to even begin to reach potential. So hopefully that's changing soon. On the other side of Mr. Devil was the King of Wands, a card of vision and leadership, and just a really honorable card. So again, while the devil showed up, it was more about consequences, choices and consequences that have been a long time in rolling out. Then I got 4 more cards. They were all interesting, at least to me as a tarot reader. We have the 10 of Cups. The only way to ever read this card is joyful celebration, and celebration that can be enjoyed by all ages. Okay. The 3 of Wands, which is almost always about setting out on a new path. And the way is clear. It's absolutely clear. It's not scary. It's just new. Okay. And so I love that those two showed up together. The other two that showed up together, yes, was the Knight of Swords, which is one of my White Hat Alliance cards, and definitely one, you know, he's ready. He's ready. He's been waiting for the order to, you know, the permission to go full steam ahead. And so full steam ahead may be happening this week. If it does, it's going to be closely tied to justice, not for a country, but for the human race. Okay. So let's hope that revaluation happens. Let's hope we have people publicly leaving the stage in a very obvious way. Let's hope that the gambits that have been adopted as part of a military strategy, again, by the White Hats to match, you know, gambit for gambit, can be set aside. Because if you play with evil, you become evil, and we don't want that. So again, I implore the White Hats and Alliance to set aside those tactics and let's start showing the world how much cleanup has happened and why. It's time. It's more than time. It really is. And those of us that are awake will help those of us that have shocks to the system. They'll get through it. They will get through it. There's way more of us awake to help the world than there were people awake to see the immediate falseness of some false flappy things that have happened, like on 9/11. And we got through it. We survived. And we were actually stronger for it. So if the point of this is not just to free the human race, but to make us stronger, the resilience comes from surviving some shocks and dealing with unpleasant information, assimilating it, acknowledging it, and moving on from there. And like I said, as far as I'm concerned, we're ready. And I hope the White Hats and Alliance feel the same way and they go full steam ahead really, really soon. This week would be perfect. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, for your attention, for your viewership. I don't take you for granted. I try not to waste your time. And I hope you'll be back again soon to see something else I throw out there. Until next time, love, light, and everything bright for you. And Alliance, White Hats, God bless you. Please go full steam ahead. Please go public. Please be totally in the light. Sparkle. Bye.